Players, formations, plays, man, this never gets old. This is so much fun to do. And with the Seahawks team that's won 4 of their last 5 games, got to be honest with you, all these touchdown passes, these creative red zone shots, the red zone touchdowns, the #1 red zone touchdown scoring team in all the NFL. It's been fun to try to figure out which of these plays we're going to talk about, but I'm going to break down. This was a 2nd and 4, second play of the second quarter. Seahawks actually down 7 to Detroit at this point. Opening drive of the game, drove it, ran it, got some first downs, ultimately had to punt. Detroit goes right down the field, converts a bunch of third downs, gets their touchdown pass on 3rd and long. The Seahawks come right back. They're committed to the run on first down. They run for 6 yards, and you started to see a little bit more of this. You started to see a little bit of some cool pistol action. That's where the running back is lined up. Instead of being offset when you hear pistol, that's just lined up right behind the quarterback. And it does a nice job of getting the ball to the running back faster. I think you can sell your play action pass very well. It helps hide the ball. You know, as Russell turns and fakes his handoff, you know, you're going to see these linebackers and everybody react. You see some good just zone action. It's going to be an outside zone play. And I know Chris Spielman did an excellent job on the broadcast talking about the difference between a run play and a play action pass and how these guys key in on it. Well, watch them. Watch their reaction. It tells you how good that shoulder turn is. It tells you how well they're firing off the ball. But I also think that this is a pivotal part of it. And this is why you see, and originally that pistol was Chris Alt at Nevada, and why it's not only good for the run angles and the timing of it, I think it's a really good action in play action pass because it helps hide the ball. It creates a really good mesh point, a tight mesh point, and as those eyes are on it, you're going to see a pretty good influence here. So all of this is sold very, very well here. Ed Dixon actually stumbles, trips a Fetty, not that big a deal as play action's away, and he gets out on his route. So that's good action, but players, formations, plays. What are we going to do in the high red zone to get our touchdown maker, which has been Tyler Lockett, the ball? How are we going to get our player involved? What are we going to do formationally, as always, to help our quarterback figure out what they're going to do coverage-wise? Well, #1, you're going to get Tyler Lockett on a corner route. Formationally, this is an immediate tell for Russell in the scouting that once they don't bring the safety over it, so the safety stays, they run the corner over, that says what? Man. When you get in a 3-by-1 set, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 3-by-1, and they bring the corner over in this case, that is an automatic sign of man-to-man. You know what else is further sign of it? That press coverage. And they try to do a good job of baiting it a little bit, not just staring at the wide receiver, but upon the snap, once the ball is snapped, those face masks, they lock up on the wide receivers, you know you're getting man-to-man coverage. And I don't know how many times I draw these plays and all of this action and all of this fun play action and all these tells and all these signs ultimately are done to do one thing, and that's create an area of space that you want to attack. So in this case, it's going to be a beautiful corner route by Lockett. All this gets negated on the play action. These linebackers bite. You're locked up in some man-to-man coverage here, so this is out. Free safety's deep in the middle of the field. He can't go and cover. Doug Baldwin does an awesome job of just blocking, and that's going to be a defensive end here. His corner stays on him, and the defensive end rushes, and Doug does just enough to keep his body in front. So now it becomes 2 guys on a 2-man route, which is just going to be a little smash corner. Tyler Lockett does an awesome job. I was talking about this today in Blue 42, and why Tyler's been so effective with so many of these touchdowns is he doesn't rush it. He's on the numbers, which again is cool, and a little detail here that does not tell a pretty decent corner what's coming. When you're on the numbers there, he's got to get inside on his release on that corner. Pretty decent coverage. He sells it just enough, and then he gives Russell Wilson all of this space. And as Russell comes out and he squares his shoulders, fundamental A1, he's got that target area. And he can make a decision. Do I want to throw a little tighter throw with less air to the corner? Do I want to throw a lob throw to the back pylon? Or do I want to put one just right in between as I square my shoulders to Tyler Lockett, who has sold that route, who cuts the cornerback off and ultimately catches it right there on the sideline for his 6th touchdown reception in 7 games. Player, get Tyler Lockett involved. Formation, get to the man-to-man coverage you want, and ultimately the play. Go execute it with tremendous play action, an even better job of fundamentally getting square. Young quarterbacks, watch how Russell comes out of that break and his shoulders are square fundamentally to where he wants to throw the ball. Tyler sells it perfectly, gets in front of the corner, touchdown Seahawks to tie it up, 7-7, on their way to a 28-14 win.